And we basically believe that you live to work. Now, that just freaked a lot of people out, so I'm going to explain that because it's not exactly like it sounds.
Okay.
If I said you were created to work, it would feel yuck. But if I said you were created to contribute, I think you'd start to go, okay.
I'm in. Right.
I'm in. So basically what I believe is that we could just break down the human race when it comes to purpose to two major areas: relational purpose and professional purpose. I say relational purpose first on purpose because we are created to connect.
Right.
First and foremost. So you and I have purpose in our relationships, in our particular relationship roles: husband, father, son, friend, teammate, on and on and on and on. But we also have professional purpose. And what I mean by that is, I think it's really obvious that we all long to make a difference in the world. And so we do that in our relationships, so relational purpose and professional. And so I'm helping people realize, hey, there's more to work than the 9 to 5, the 401k. There is real purpose, whether you're a plumber, a professor, it doesn't matter. If you're a missionary or you are a nuclear physicist, all work can be and should be honorable. That's the whole point. That's everything I believe. That's what the whole show's about. So the idea is that this isn't working for worth. That's all about us. It's about working to contribute. That's about everybody else. So when a teacher shows up, and whether she has a bad day or not, but she does a really good job, she may feel like she had a really crappy day, but she made the difference in the life of a second grader in ways that she may never know. There's purpose in our work. It's about showing up to give yourself away. So I say this very simply: you were created to fill a unique role in your work. You are needed. That means you're valuable. And that means you must do it. Somebody needs you to show up and be the best version of you, to use the talents that God gave you, to actually do work that creates a result that makes other people's lives better.
So I'm sitting there, either I got laid off after the crazy last few years, and I'm just cobbled together 17 different gigs trying to make it work. I'm just sitting at home collecting a check. You and I just hosted another radio show a little while ago together. I'm a martyr. I'm just going to sit here in this dead-end job because it's in the town that I'm comfortable in, or that my wife is comfortable in, or my husband is comfortable, whatever. What you just said is profound, and I want all the listeners to get that. And I have a list of questions we're going to talk about, but we're already off list, and we're at question number 1.
Yeah, that's what the book is about.
That's it.
How do you find that work?
How do you find it? What do you do?
And then how do you get there?
That's what
the book is about.
But so I bet I've applied to 1,000 jobs in my life. I got addicted to applying for jobs because I thought that the cure to my lack of feeling like I was contributing to anything, like I was making the money that I felt I was entitled to, which is a whole other nonsense. That's for another show. But I kept thinking that my completion was somewhere out in another job. And what you just said was, all work is honorable. It's going to be me. What am I going to bring to this thing? And I'm going to stop beating up on the external, and I got to deal with the internal.
Yeah, it's not about your salary. It's about the significant contribution you make. You know, whether you're making a median salary in the United States for a teacher is $60,000, but I dare you to find more valuable, significant people in the workforce than teachers who craft young people, you know, and so the idea here is that when you begin to see that there's a reason why at some point in your life, no matter where you're from, what politics you ascribe to, what your spiritual experience is, what country you live in, at some point everybody lays awake at night and says, why am I here? Well, where's that coming from? Like, nobody has to teach a kid to say no. Nobody has to teach a kid to ask a million questions.
Yeah.
And nobody ever teaches you, hey, at some point at 3 a.m. when you're awake, ask yourself, why am I here? Or what should I do in my life? Am I right?
Yeah.
So that to me is a soul craving. A soul craving to be significant. Now, you are significant. You're significant because you're a human being and you were created in the eyes of God. So you're significant. But there's a soul craving to be significant for somebody else. That's what I'm saying. And I think a way to do that is through your work. It's not all about your work. That's why I said it's relational purpose and professional purpose.
You're a student of history, so how did we get here to where my life is all about me? Because what you're saying is right. It's when I work with people who are struggling with mental health, if I can get them to just shift the perspective that your life's about service. And if somebody can get there, it's
Game changer.
That's it. That's right.
That's right. Exactly.
When I can get a husband and a wife to have a competition to see who can serve each other the most, you talk, the entire family system changes. Right?
Oh, yeah.
What happened? Where did we go sideways? Because this is wired into us. You see primates picking bugs off each other in the in the wild. Where did we? And I'll just say the United States. Where do we get sideways and say, nope, this is about me. I can solve me.
Yeah, I want to say that I don't think this is an American problem, but we grow up as Americans and we hear rugged individualism. So the roots of the rugged individualism statement is the answer to this question.
Okay.
So I don't think it's an American thing. I think it is a prosperity thing. I mean, when you talk about countries that are prosperous, so you get third world countries. I've been privileged to be in the poorest parts of Haiti. I've been privileged to spend time in the jungle of Africa where there's no electricity.
Yeah.
You don't see this kind of stuff over there. You just don't. And so what has happened is over time in history, there's the natural human inclination to progress and to make progress. So it's okay to want to accomplish. All right.
Yeah.
Well, when we saw commerce begin to modernize, and I'm trying not to give a long-winded answer.
No,
but
that's why I'm asking you. I know you're a history guy.
Well, the historical context is you go from this colonial era to now we go to more of a modern commerce era. So as money and commerce became more about stuff as opposed to livelihood. So for instance,
we were solving for lunch, and now we're solving for which couch do we want.
So I know Kelly's back there. She's my fellow history nerd. I grew up on Little House on the Prairie. So to illustrate what I'm saying, there was a point in American history, I can't speak to the world history, but in American history, there was a point where work was about eggs.
Yeah, food.
And you didn't get dollars and cents as much. Commerce was new. Okay, if you just look at the country of America. So we're talking 1776 is when they go, we're independent, but there was no commerce. There wasn't this money system. So I don't want to completely nerd out, but over time, when we begin to see modernization of commerce, and I can get more stuff, whereas before it was all about livelihood and the basics. Now it became about stuff. Well, you stick the opportunity for humans to progress, and it's stuff that makes my life more convenient, my life more luxurious. There's where it all comes from. So then now work became less about the craft, and it became about accumulation.
Getting more stuff.
Yeah, because the silversmith and the blacksmith, like, they did the craft not because it was passion.
Right.
It was, we got to live. And if I go do this many horseshoes, I'm going to get chickens and eggs.
Gotcha.
Well, then when commerce comes in, it's just the natural human, I hate to say it, but it is the human condition when you introduce commerce. So then work slowly becomes about accumulation of money. We still have the basic needs that the blacksmith and the Little House on the Prairie people had, but now it's like, well, the more of this money I get, I can do more than just provide. So work became over time a utilitarian function to live first, then to live better, to live really, really good.
Yeah.
And we got twisted on it. So it all became that. Now the last piece on this. Then and because of Ramsey Solutions, people are going to think I'm up to this, but this is the truth. In the 50s, the Pell Grant came out. This is post-World War II. So the Pell Grant comes out, and higher education is starting to become a thing. They made it accessible for people, and the federal government went,
We didn't have anything to do with all those veterans coming home.
Nothing to do.
Let's send them back and train them. Right?
So then the Pell Grant became popular, and the federal government went, we can actually make money off of this. And here comes Sally Mae. Here comes the federal student loan program. So now it became a marketing message. Hey, you really want to be successful? You want a different life for your kids than you had on the assembly line, Fred? Maud? Send your kid to college. And it became a marketing message that the only way to success, real success, monetary stuff success, is through higher education. That was the fuel already on top of the fire. That's my take.
I was coaching somebody the other day, and they made a statement. They said, hey, I'm struggling with parenting. This is a private call. Struggling with my kid. And they made a statement. By the way, I've known since my kid was little, they'll have a job with the name on their shirt. So there's no illusions here. And I said, whoa. That's okay. And the parent was like, yeah, I know it's okay. It's great. I'm excited for it. It's something they're passionate about, whatever. But just the idea that we've got to delineate.
Yeah.
That there's some sort of, hey, just so you know, we're not dealing with full firepower here. And I want to say, man, the smartest guy I've ever met in my life is Gus Menendez, who can fix any car on planet Earth, right?
A couple of things on that. Number one, that's okay if that's true. We don't know if that's true for that father to assume that. And that's what he's doing is he's fallen into the class system. It's a class system, and it's based on economics. And that's where all of this became a thing, to where work was about a rat race, and it became about status, not significance. And I'm preaching significance.
Gotcha.
And again, let me be clear.
Yeah.
Because you've asked me this before. When I say significance, I don't mean proving that you are significant.
Of course.
I'm saying making a significant contribution in the sense that you were born with talent.
Yeah.
You were born with things that fire your soul up. Stuff that fires you up makes me want to fall asleep. Vice versa, right?
Right.
We have a unique contribution to make, and work's got to be about more than income. It's got to be about impact as well. That's what I'm saying. Therein lies the title of the book, From Paycheck to Purpose. Do we need a paycheck? Yes. We need income. But I think people want more than income.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're going to show them 7 stages in the book where we unpack a very clear path for how we, figure out what are all the different types of work that are very significant to me. And because it's significant to me, it'll be significant to others. What is that role, that dream job, and multiple dream jobs, by the way? Then how do we get there? So anyway, it comes from a deep longing that I just know that this whole 9-to-5 race and this whole I need more stuff, work has been corrupted.
I was going to say, once you look at the diseases of despair, you look at we're paying a cost for it.
Big time.
I'm glad to see somebody get into the missional part of work. Somebody's got to deal with it, man. And I think now we got a generation of young people who's putting their entire identity in work.
It's true,
right?
But I will tell you, we see that with the millennials, but I really am encouraged by what I'm seeing out of Gen Z.
Yeah, they're saying I'm out, man.
Well, they're craving a relationship because they're the kids that grew up with a phone their whole life. They don't even know what it's like to not have a smartphone in their pudgy little hands.
But they're sick of it.
They are.
Sick of it.
They're sick of it.
I love it.